Everyone has their own perception of truth. Sadly, when dealing with a narcissist, your truth can become very blurry. When you're experiencing narcissistic abuse, you could get in an unhealthy state of being more and more confused and anxious. You could slowly disconnect from your own thoughts, feelings, intuition, and truth. If this is happening, it's essential to recognize what is going on. A narcissist can act normally while showing manipulative and disturbing behavior, and they can respond abnormally when you show normal, healthy behavior, such as setting a boundary. This ongoing discrepancy creates anxiety and confusion. Clearly, these manipulations are very brutal and unhealthy. In probably a few videos, I will go into cognitive dissonance in the context of an abusive relationship caused by narcissistic abuse. I will go into depth as I think cognitive dissonance is an important aspect in order to understand narcissistic abuse and how to possibly deal with it. I hope my videos will be helpful to you. First, in this video, I will go into what is cognitive dissonance and some examples of narcissistic behavior causing cognitive dissonance. In the following videos, I will explore the truth of a narcissist and how their manipulative behavior and truth perception can result in experiencing cognitive dissonance. Then, I will discuss defense mechanisms victims might use to reduce the discomfort of cognitive dissonance and explore how the mind can sabotage or postpone the decision to go no contact. Lastly, I will discuss how to possibly deal with all of this and how to try to counterbalance its effects. So, what is cognitive dissonance in short? The word cognitive has to do with the mind, the mental processes such as thinking, knowing, remembering, judging, and problem solving. And the word dissonance is about a lack of harmony or inconsistency between things. Cognitive dissonance occurs when actions and beliefs or ideas are not consistent with each other according to your own mind. This inconsistency results in discomfort or stress, and mostly a person will try to fix this inconsistency in some way. Naturally, a person doesn't like the discomfort of conflicting thoughts and therefore has a motivation to fix this inconsistency. This can be done in two basic ways. On the one hand, the belief or idea could be adjusted to make it consistent with the action, and on the other hand, the action could be avoided to avoid the discomfort to occur. In general, cognitive dissonance is acceptable when the discomfort is acceptable for living. Cognitive dissonance is quite common in life, and we use it to develop our beliefs and make decisions. It doesn't necessarily interfere with functioning, and it's normal to sometimes experience it to some degree. It's how you make decisions, learn, and develop your beliefs and wisdom. A simple example of reducing cognitive dissonance is the following, where the belief is eating apple pie is unhealthy and the action is eating apple pie. When you eat the apple pie, you will know it's unhealthy, and if you are aware of this, it will bring a certain discomfort. There are a few ways to reduce this discomfort. The first is to change the behavior and simply stop eating the apple pie. The second is justifying the behavior by changing the conflicting belief. You could say to yourself you're allowed to eat one piece of pie every week, or that you had a bad day and you earned this. The third way is to justify the behavior by adding other compensating behavior, such as saying to yourself you will go exercise later that day to burn the calories. And the fourth way is to fully ignore your discomfort or deny conflicting information with the belief. You could say the pie is healthy because it contains apples, and there is not even whipped cream on it. So, to conclude in simple terms, cognitive dissonance is the discomfort and anxiety someone experiences when internally dealing with two conflicting ideas at the same time. It's a feeling of discomfort resulting from having beliefs or values that don't match with your behavior. People like to remove this discomfort by changing beliefs or their actions. Sadly, a narcissist loves to use or abuse the wish of the victim to remove the discomfort following from cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a very logical consequence when having a relationship or closer interaction with a narcissist. A narcissist switches between idealization and devaluing or discarding, and these stages of the narcissistic abuse cycle aren't consistent with each other. A narcissist's created identity is not consistent with their manipulative behavior. You can learn more about the narcissistic abuse cycle in my video going deeper into the stages of this cycle. Now, in a relationship, the victim has to believe they are in love and they have a real connection. As the foundation of a relationship is trust, the normal basic belief is that this person is a good person and you can trust them. These beliefs, however, don't match all the stealthy or brutal behavior such as gaslighting, blaming, raging and silent treatments. The result is anxiety and discomfort because of this cognitive dissonance. I will now go into a few examples of narcissistic behavior causing cognitive dissonance. A narcissist can show many different kinds of manipulative behavior, and these behaviors can create a lot of doubts and confusion to a victim. I will go into a few types of behavior that really play with the truth and the victim's sense of reality. Some behavior is more aggressive, such as blaming and raging, whereas other behavior can be very stealthy, such as gaslighting. The first example is a narcissist using endless monologues without a clue. A narcissist can go into endless monologues with some disturbing or strange statements packed within them and make sure there is no space to interfere on these things. Afterwards, it feels you can't respond to what has been said earlier and you need time to process and decode what they are saying. You could be left tired and wondering what this person exactly said or meant. It's hard to remember and it aims to create a blur and chaos. The second example is mirroring. A narcissist has the skill to mirror any situation or conversation. They can turn anything around on you. You suddenly become the one to blame and you start doubting yourself. A narcissist will not take any accountability or responsibility for their behavior and thus needs to project it back onto you. When you start to believe they're mirroring or turning things around, your mind is trying to reduce the discomfort of this cognitive dissonance. How could a person that loves me lie to me or manipulate me in this way? The third example is gaslighting, which is a very stealthy way of basically trying to make you insane and question your perception of truth. It's a brutal form of manipulation in order to make you doubt your own thoughts and perception of reality. It will make you slowly disconnect from yourself. It's ongoing manipulation and brainwashing to cause the victim to have increasing self-doubts and eventually have them lose their own sense of perception, identity and self-worth. Some examples of what could be repeatedly said are, "You are just crazy, that never happened." "Are you sure about that? Your memory isn't always that great." And, "It's all in your head, it's like you're making things up randomly." Now, the narcissist will lie with full certainty, deny with conviction, demand proof in arguments, use tricks to confuse you and more. It's an example of behavior that specifically aims to make you insane and confused. You can learn more about gaslighting in my video about this behavior. I recommend watching that as well if you want to learn more about the specifics. The fourth example is devaluing behavior. There's a variety of devaluing behavior a narcissist can show. This could be guilt blaming, raging, or using the silent treatment. You can learn more about the silent treatment in my video about this. All of these devaluing actions create cognitive dissonance because it doesn't match with the idealization and love bombing of a narcissist. The conflicting thought is, how can someone that loves you act in this way and hurt you like this? The last example is outside pressure, which can be very strong. In my article about the web of control of a narcissist, I explain how a narcissist could create a web of people under their control and use manipulation strategies to do so. Narcissists can seem very kind, charming, and good people. They can be loved in a community, and your family could even talk about how great they are or how lucky you are to have them. It fuels the cognitive dissonance as your belief is not equal to the belief of others. You could feel outside pressure to make the relationship or marriage work. So, the above examples show how a lot of manipulative behavior used by narcissists can create cognitive dissonance. This video shortly introduced what is cognitive dissonance and a few examples of narcissistic behavior causing it. In the following video I will go deeper into the narcissist's mind and their truth first, before going deeper into cognitive dissonance in abusive relationships. I hope so far this could be helpful to you.